Welcome to Final Whistle Football News, the home of daily football and transfer updates. Subscribe now and join the community of true football lovers. Never miss a moment from the beautiful game. My first news is Haaland to leave Man City for Barcelona in bargain transfer on one condition amid unexpected window. According to reports, FC Barcelona will be given an unexpected window to sign Manchester City sensation Erling Haaland on one key condition. Last season, Haaland had a disappointing season for his standards as he was impacted by Man City's struggles, but he has returned to form at the start of this campaign. Haaland has 5 goals in 4 Premier League games, while he grabbed 5 goals and 2 assists in Norway's World Cup qualifier against Moldova earlier this month. At the start of this year, Haaland penned a remarkable new contract to commit himself to Man City until 2034. Despite this, he remains linked with a move to Barcelona, who are in the market for a striker to be Robert Lewandowski's long-term replacement. Earlier this week, a report claimed Haaland is destined for Barcelona, with President Joao Laporta obsessed with the Man City star. Now, a report in Spain claims Haaland could become available at a bargain price, and it all depends on Pep Guardiola. It is claimed that an unexpected window could open to land Haaland because, if this season is as disappointing as the last one in terms of the team, the English club would be willing to open the door for him as they don't want any disgruntled star, and that's the key that could change everything. Regarding Guardiola's role and his potential price, the report explains, Pep Guardiola's role is crucial. The Catalan manager has always made it clear that he doesn't want to keep any player against their will. If Haaland expresses his desire to leave and City's project doesn't take off, Guardiola won't put up insurmountable obstacles. The club's policy is clear: if a player isn't 100% motivated, leaving is the best solution for all parties. That doesn't mean Barca would have it easy. Even in a favorable scenario, City wouldn't let Haaland leave for less than €100 million. Still, compared to the usual market prices and the striker's level, that figure could be considered a bargain. Former Crystal Palace chairman Simon Jordan has explained why he thinks Haaland will eventually leave Man City. "Do I believe that if he stayed here, he'd achieve it? Yes, I don't doubt it," Jordan said. "His goal-scoring record is remarkable, unless he's going to stay here for another 5 seasons, which is what it would take for him to get that level of goals. I suspect he won't." When asked whether he thinks Haaland would stay in England, Jordan claimed, "No, I don't think so. Other opportunities will come, not because Man City aren't a good football club, but because opportunities will come for him in different spaces and he'll want to broaden his horizons." My second news is Manchester United post-record commercial revenues. Despite suffering their worst ever Premier League season, the club achieved record revenues in a boost for Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe has faced ongoing scrutiny since becoming a minority owner at Man United, especially over his vast cost-cutting measures. The Red Devils saw revenues soar despite suffering their worst ever Premier League campaign. The Red Devils ended last season in 15th as they missed out on European football for the first time in 11 years. Meanwhile, their points tally of 42 was their lowest in a top-flight campaign since suffering relegation in 1974. However, those on-field woes did not prevent United from achieving £666.5 million in revenue. It is the highest annual revenue in the club's 147-year history despite not competing in the Champions League last term. Responding to the financial results, Chief Executive Omar Barada explained, "To have generated record revenues during such a challenging year for the club demonstrates the resilience which is a hallmark of Manchester United. As we settle into the 2025-26 season, we are working hard to improve the club in all areas." United's record revenues. United saw their commercial revenue reach £333.3 million thanks to the start of a 5-year deal with new shirt sponsor Snapdragon. Matchday revenue also climbed to £160.3 million thanks in part to recording their highest ever ticket and membership sales. The club's EBITDA, earnings before interest, tax, depreciation and amortization, were the highest of any European club since the COVID-19 pandemic. Although United achieved record revenues, the club still made an overall loss of £33 million. Chief Executive Barada hailed United's resilience in response to their financial results. However, that figure is down from £113.2 million the previous year, representing a decrease of 70.8%. The Red Devils have attributed their increased revenues to the progress made in reducing costs across the last 12 months. Operating and employee expenses have been reduced by 4.5 and 14.1%, respectively. The latter is in part thanks to reductions in player wages caused by playing in the Europa League instead of the Champions League last term. Loans and player sales have also contributed along with the internal restructuring of the club. Hundreds of members of staff have been made redundant by United since Ineos took over football operations at Old Trafford. A new shirt sponsorship deal with Snapdragon and reducing costs were key to the record revenues. The move followed Sir Jim Ratcliffe's purchase of a minority stake from the Glazer family in February 2024. Further cost-cutting could still be required with the lack of European football this season expected to further stretch the club's finances. United officials are making continued efforts to manage costs without impacting on their on-field performances. Further cost-cutting could still be required with the lack of European football this season expected to further stretch the club's finances. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Final Whistle Football News, and turn on notifications so you're always in the loop with the latest transfer news and rumors. One more thing, what are your thoughts on these updates? Comment below.